Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and this is Coachman on Real Estate. And we are getting ready for the weekend. Nice weekend. Here we are on Friday, January 15th, and just looking forward to what is ahead of us for the weekend. Looks like there's plenty of football, plenty of basketball, and just getting ready for some good stuff. Hey, one of the things that I like to do is a shout out to those who are having birthdays on each of my shows. And so today is fellow realtor Arvin Paredes. He is a realtor that has been working for just about, I believe he's been going on about 8-9 years now. And Arvin is just a good guy. You can't ask for a better realtor, and he is a terrific fellow. I shared an office with him for a couple of years and got to know him, and he is just an awesome guy. So Arvin, happy birthday to you. And if it's your birthday out there and I didn't call your birthday, either we're not friends on Facebook or you're just kind of shy about sharing your birthday, and we want to share it out. So happy birthday, Arvin, and everyone else out there, happy birthday to you. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your day. God bless. So we are taking a look at what we are doing here. I am Charles Coachman with Keller Williams Realty. You can reach me by text at 408-439-0766 or email at Coachman, O-N-R-E. That's Coachman on Real Estate at gmail.com. So that is Coachman, O-N-R-E. And then you can always take a look at our websites and reach out to us there. We have 2 Facebook sites. We have our business page. We also have Charles Coachman on Facebook. And then we have a YouTube site. So you are welcome to check us out there. And then we got a tagline that buying and selling of real estate is a team business and no team is complete without the coach. And we would love it if you shared this out. Share this out. And if you've got any comments, please reach out to us. Leave us a comment, but also touch. Now let's see if I can't. Something is happening with. So one of the things that we use is the platform that we are using is StreamYard.com. So if you would allow them to use your likeness, go to www.StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give them permission to use your likeness, your face, so we can put your comments in there and we can see who they're coming from. So we would certainly appreciate that. Let's take a look here. So we have talked this week about buyers. We have talked this week about making sure that we understand what we're doing when we're out there getting ready to purchase a home. What are the steps? And one of the things that we reinforced was that we have to really think out this process. Now, when I was a young buyer, didn't think too much. I wanted to go out and buy a home, found a place that I could afford, and boom, bought it. Today, there's better ways of doing things than what I did when I was a young person. So we got think. T equals team. You are working with a team. H, help. You are going to have plenty of help. There are going to be plenty of people to turn to throughout this process. I, for information. You are going to want to gather as much information about a property that you are interested in buying as you can. And there will be plenty of it. That's for certain. N equals neighborhood. Is this the neighborhood that you want to live in? We want to do our upfront search on a neighborhood before we put an offer in on a house. You certainly have contingency periods where you can look at that after you are already in contract, but you want to know that this is a neighborhood that you would like to live in prior to that. And you can do that by visiting neighbors surrounding the house, people that have lived there in the area. So there's things that you can do. And then finally, K equals keys, not just the physical keys that you're going to be able to open your door with, but the keys to doing a good transaction. What are those keys? What do I need to do to make sure that my transaction, my purchasing of a home is successful so that I can do everything in my power to make sure that I get the right place and that I am not making a mistake, because a home purchase is one of the largest purchases that we may ever make in our lives. So we have to think about it. So it's one great investment. One of the other things that we covered this week was talking about lenders and what do you have to do to get a loan? What type of information do you need to what type of information do you need to provide the lender? We talked about pre-approvals. We talked about desktop underwriting. We talked about making sure that we disclose all the information that you need to disclose, because we don't want surprises during a transaction. When you are trying to get a loan, we don't want small things to pop up. So we want to make sure that we are given all the information that we can. Then we discuss the types of loans that are available, whether it's a conventional loan, FHA, VA, a jumbo loan, an ARM, ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. So there are several things that we can do and we need to think about as we go out to purchase a home. And we've got to be ready for it. And we want to be ready for it. So today's show, I was just going to talk about some things that are in the works and that are happening. One of the things that's happening is people buying properties unseen. Now, it's not just during this period of COVID that we've done this, but people that are moving from areas that they're unaware of, that they don't really know. Military families, different families moving from one place to another that just don't know anything about the areas that they're moving to or the properties that they're looking at. They have been looking at videos and pictures for a good long time, but now COVID has really ramped that up. We have a lot of people that are out there taking a look, and I wanted to discuss that because it can lead to some problems if we are not, as sellers, not providing all the information. And then buyers can be disappointed if we are not doing all the follow through that we need to do. You do have contingency periods, and we want to know that. You've got contingencies on your loan. You've got contingencies on your appraisal. You'll have contingencies on the property itself and how long you want to take to look at it prior to purchasing. But right now, what we are talking about is people not going into a home prior to purchasing. So we want to be aware. We want to make sure that we are doing the right things. We want to make sure that we are asking questions, asking the proper questions. Are we looking at property reports? Are we looking at inspections? Are we looking at those thoroughly? Because we need to do that. And there's several other topics to discuss, and I'm going to do that in just a minute. Ken Walls, good morning. Good morning, Ken. And one of the things that we do talk about here is going online, and Ken Walls provides the perfect platform to go online And that is through the Grow Live Academy. So Ken, he does a great job, and he has a terrific online academy to go through and learn how to do live streaming, podcasts. Everything you're looking for is there. So one of the things that I want to get back to now is when we are taking a look for a buyer, we want to make sure, as a buyer, we want to make sure that you are getting all the information on a house that you can. So we are turning to the sellers and saying, have you provided us with all the information on this house? Is there anything that we should be aware of that we are currently not aware of? And that's where inspections are going to come into. Has there been water damage in the past? How was that handled? We need to know those things. Is the roof damage? We want to make sure. Has there been broken pipes in the house? Has there been termite damage? Has there been rot? We want to make sure that we know exactly what's going on with this home. We're not setting a foot in it, and we're purchasing. So we want to make sure that we are well aware of what's going on with our home. Remember, it is up to the sellers to provide information and up to the buyers to make sure that they are asking the proper questions. If they let you know that something happened on the property prior to the purchase, you want to make sure that you're asking, how was it remediated? How was it taken care of? How was it handled? We want to know, was it handled properly? Were the repairs made properly? Were the repairs made by a contractor, or were they made by a handyman? We want to find those things out, and we can ask for proof of those repairs. And any smart home seller will have that information available. We want to make sure that it's available. We want to make sure that we are taking care of you in writing. Any questions that we have should be submitted in writing. Again, we want to talk about property inspections, making sure that we go through those thoroughly. If you were not satisfied with an inspection, maybe you hire an inspector of your own to have it done. And there is nothing wrong, and you have the rights to go ahead and do that. If there were no inspections done previously, if they were not done by the home seller up front, you certainly have to get those done ahead of time. When you are ready and you have put an offer in and it's been accepted, you had better get that home inspected so you are not hit with unforeseen circumstances. Now, when I work with the seller, I am asking them to get inspections done up front so that we can see what type of problems there are and what needs to get fixed. So we want to get that done. And buyers, if it's not done, then you are responsible to go ahead and do that. Because you want to protect yourself. You are making a large investment on a property, and you want to make sure that you are safe, that you know exactly what you are getting into. Property inspection, home inspection, roof inspection. We want to make sure all those are taken care of. If there is a well, or if there is a pool, we want to make sure that those things are being inspected. We want to make sure that everything is taken care of, especially in this time when you're not going out to take a look at the property. It's a big deal. We want to make sure that you are safe. And again, as we close this up, I want to make sure that you are encouraging. I want to make sure that you are out there doing everything that you can to protect yourself as you buy a property. I will always encourage you to do that. Make sure that you're doing everything to secure this purchase, but do it in a way that's going to make you happy in the end. Because unless it's a win-win transaction, it's not a good win. Somebody's going to lose, and it will not be fun. It will not be fun. Hey, another thing that I wanted to talk about today, as we were going through, there's an awful lot of people working out of their homes, and I don't know if that's going to be the case with you. But it's trying to figure out what you can do to help keep your home a little more quiet. Now, there are people out there that you can bring in to take a look at your home and make suggestions for you. What you can do with your kitchen, what you can do with your living room, what you can do with your bedrooms to help make your home a little bit more quiet. If you are out buying a home and it's not quiet, get that home set up ahead of time before you move in. So if you're going to be using it as a workspace, make sure it's done before you've got anything moved in there. Get an assessment done. Go over the things that you know that you are going to need. And there are plenty of things that you can do, from the windows, the type of window coverings that you're going to use, from the types of floors that you have, from the types of counters that you have in the house, from all the windows that you have throughout the house. Are you on a busy street? Are you on a cul-de-sac that's a little more quiet? Is the noise coming from within the house? How do you close that down? How do you keep yourself a little more quiet so that you can work? So those are a lot of things that you can take a look at. And it says in this article that I am reading and have read, it says that up to about 15% of people are working from their home. So we have to take a look. We have to make sure that we understand how to set up an environment for ourselves so we can work in a quiet area. So we can seal doors and windows. We can add sound absorbing materials throughout the house, whether it's shades, drapes, or foam material that we can add to our walls. Anything to help soundproof it. And if you want, go green with some of the items that you're working on. Know the areas that you need to work on, whether it's rugs that you're going to use, whether it's installing double pane or triple pane windows to keep outside noise down. If you bought an older home and it has older dual pane windows, updating those, especially in the area that you're going to be working in, whatever you're going to call your home office. Now, I've been seeing a lot of talk about places that are building home offices, a little modular setup that you can just move into your house, construct, and they're quiet. That is something that I had never thought of. Now we take a look and we see what is available for outsides, modular sheds, and that we're going to talk about in just a minute. But we want to make sure that you are set up and well taken care of, that you can work from your home in silence or as quiet as possible. Now, for myself, I've had a cat scratching at the door for about 5 minutes. Finally, it stopped. So there are things that you can do. I normally let my cat inside here with me, and then he'll just crawl around throughout the show. But we want to make sure that we understand, what can we do? Now, there are a lot of projects coming up. There are a lot of things that you can do around your house. And there's different trends that are coming, especially because of COVID, because we're not sure how long this is going to last. The pandemic sparked home design trends that should have staying power, thanks to their aesthetics and fun. So one of the things that they talked about, having your kitchen set up in different areas, where you're working in one area and you can utilize the rest of your kitchen as a home office, and make sure that you can do that. And they are calling those 2-layered kitchens. And then we talked about the sheds that are outside, the fabricated sheds. And you can use those. They can be turned into office space. And there's a lot of great designs to take advantage of whatever outdoor space you have. And then outdoor warming features. We've got a little fireplace in our backyard, little place that you can sit out and warm up. You can set those up with gas, or you can set those up to burn wood. It is entirely up to you and your county or city, because a lot of the places in my area are not allowing extra gas or new sites where gas will be used, and not allowing gas to be used in new builds. So we got to be careful. They also don't want burning wood in some places. So you have to find out exactly what you can do, what is going to stay within your legal limits. So those are some ideas for what you can do around your home. And then I just wanted to leave you with, there's some information that's coming out right now about what's happening with our building throughout the U.S. There had been a lumber shortfall, and apparently it is looking like lumber is going to be freed up. Now, we don't do a lot of lumber milling in the U.S., certainly not as much as we'd used to. But apparently there's going to be more wood available coming from Canada for the most part. So we want to make sure, if you are looking to build something, that you are looking for good wood, and we want to make sure that that is taken care of. And it's good for our industries right now. One last thing before we end this broadcast is that it looks like interest rates are going to stay low for the foreseeable future. Whether that's good for the economy or not, that's going to be debatable, because we have held it down for quite a while now. But it looks like we are seeing some signs that interest rates are going to stay low, and they're going to be here for a while, which is a good sign for buyers. Now, as COVID starts to go away and people are able to get out and about, we're going to start seeing our inventory rise. That's my belief. We will see an inventory rise as we get further and further away from COVID. Now, right now is a difficult time for anybody that's dealing with COVID, and anybody that's been told by their city or by their state that they are going to have to stay locked down. So that's a difficult time. But once we have been released to get back out into society, I believe that we're going to see an inventory increase, homes for sale, which will possibly level out pricing for homes, as we have seen a steady rise in prices over this last year, over the last several years, but we thought it would start leveling off. Maybe this year, as we get into the summer months, that's when it starts to level off. Those are just my thoughts, my own opinion, but I believe that's what's going to happen. We are in Santa Clara County because I'm located in California. In Santa Clara County, we have seen a steady increase, a steady rise in home prices and condo and townhome prices for almost 10 years, almost a full decade. We've seen steady prices. We have to wonder when that's going to slow down. Right now, our median home price is about $1.25 million. So $1,250,000. and it's just been going up. So will we see that level off? It's my belief that later on this year, we are going to be seeing a leveling off. I could be entirely wrong, but that's my belief. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming here today. Thank you for viewing this video. And if you have any questions at all, you can call or text me at 408-439-0766 or reach me by email, Coachman, O-N-R-E, @gmail.com. That's Coachman on real estate. So Coachman, O-N-R-E, @gmail.com. Or take a look at my various websites that we have set up so that you can see properties throughout Silicon Valley and throughout wherever you are located in the country. It's available. So have a great weekend. Enjoy it. I believe that Monday is a holiday. It is Martin Luther King Day. So if you got time on Martin Luther King Day, it is a day to go out and help a neighbor. So if you've got time to do that, I hope that you will. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Coachman on Real Estate. Take care. God bless. Bye.